Good morning. We're gonna finish extruding the cantilever arm and extruding all the different pins. First of all, I'm gonna open my file. So, as you see on the top, it says Steam Cantilever. That's how you should title your file. So if you haven't titled it that way, you probably didn't get credit for that. All right. By now you should have both the large arm and the small short arm drawn, and we're gonna go ahead with the extrusions. Right now I have this file open in front of me, so I'm reading through it and I'm going through all the steps. If you missed something I said, it's all the information's already in here. Okay? So you can double check this file to see what I am doing. Every now and then I'm going to go back and highlight things that I'm talking about, but all the information is already there. All right, and as you can probably tell, I am working on my iPad. So this is the iPad interface, not the desktop interface. It might be a little bit different. Your menu is on the top bar on the iPad interface. If I want to sketch stuff, I have to click on the pencil over here, and then my sketch menu appears, and my other functions like extrusion, which is what we're going to do right now, they're on that little sphere, and I'm going to click that to start. All right, first things first. I got to make sure that my solid is clicked on the extrude. I need a new, this has to say new for result body operation type, and what I'm going to say is that the end type is blind, and I'm going to click on the parts that I want to extrude, and I want to extrude this toward me in my direction. So I want to highlight that, this. Now, this is something you have to keep in mind. That little space in between those two small circles has to be highlighted. Okay. Now, let's see which way it's being extruded. And it's being extruded toward me. I need to change the thickness to 0.125. And in case you missed it, it tells us right there. Everything that I just went over is right there. Okay, this is the desktop menu, but it works out the same way. All right, so now this sketch over here, okay, I am going to extrude it in my direction. And if you want to look at the drawing, this arrow's back the other way because that one's talking about the small arm. But if you look at the big arm, the arrow's pointing toward you. So that's what we want. So now my thickness is 0.125. Got it. The arrow's pointing the right way. If I wanted to extrude in the opposite direction, I can do two things. I can click on the arrow and flip it. See, now it's extruded in the other direction. Or I can click this little line over here at the bottom. It says like opposite direction, and that changes the direction as well. Right now we want the arrow pointing toward us, so that's where it's going to be. And that's it. We're done with that. As you can see, the small arm disappeared, but that's fine. Why? Because we can make it reappear, no problem. But before we do that, I want to show you how to check for the volume and the surface area of any solid that you create on Onshape. And the way to do it is, if you look at the top right part of your screen, there's a bunch of little icons there. There's a talk bubble, a question mark, 3 dots, and underneath the 3 dots, you're going to see a scale, a balance. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on that. And then you're going to see that there's a bunch of items there, mass properties, mass, volume, surface area, center of mass. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the piece. And if you click on the piece, it's going to give you a volume of 0.788 inches cubed, and a surface area of 14.917 inches squared. Those are the values that you were supposed to get if you look at on your notes. And that's what they tell you right there. That's what your volume is supposed to be. If you missed one of the highlights, as you can see, your surface area is going to be that. Okay, if you miss one of if you didn't highlight all the right parts, your volume is going to be a little bit less. If you miss that little space in between the two circles, for example, your volume is going to be different. So that's what your volume has to be exactly if you've done this right. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to sketch the small arm. All right. So what we want to do is we want to make that sketch reappear. And if you look at the left side under features, where it says origin, top, front, right underneath right, the word sketch shows up, but it's grayed out, and the eye is crossed out. So you just gotta click on the eye again for the arm to reappear. And again, we're just gonna click on extrude, and we're gonna make sure that solid is clicked, is checked. We're gonna make sure that it's a new result body type, operation body type. Result body operation type is new. And then now we're going to click on our entities. Again, make sure you highlight the right things. And then here, I'm going to highlight this, this, and I should be, oh no, I should be okay. No, I think I highlighted the big piece. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I need to turn it around, and because I need to highlight these spaces in between here. Boom. There we go. And for this one, if we reset this, so this is kind of the direction that we drew it, we need to make sure that this is extruded away from us. So I'm going to click opposite direction, and I'm going to say 0.125. Boom. Okay, and we are done with the extrusion. Now the last step of this extrusion we need to do is wait, what happened here? Let's see. Let's click extrude to edit. Okay, so there was a mistake. You notice how the colors are the same? That's how you know we've made a mistake. The colors need to be different. So I'm going to click on extrude to on the left side, and I'm going to click edit. And this is one of the things that I try to make sure I did okay in the beginning, but I guess it somehow changed back. I'm going to, in the top, right around the top underneath solid, you're going to see the word add. If you did this wrong. If you did this right, it's going to say new. So we got to change that to new. And then we can check it. So now they're different colors. And if you see at the bottom left, there's two different parts. So I'm going to rename those parts. Part 1, that's going to be renamed as large arm. And the part 2 is going to be named short arm. So now we're done with the extrusion of both arms.